In her false witness, I hope you're still with us, to see if they float or drown. Our favorite patient, display of patience, disease-covered, pungent sound. She'll come back as fire, to burn all the liars, and leave a blanket of ash on the ground. Frances Farmer will have her revenge on Seattle. Mind you, this is one of the few Nirvana songs where someone succeeds. And I like that. I first encountered Frances Farmer through Nirvana's haunting track, Frances Farmer Will Have Her Revenge on Seattle. Kurt Cobain's lyrics offered a glimpse into a woman whose spirit resonated with his own sense of rebellion and disillusionment. But who was Frances Farmer, and why did her story captivate Cobain and so many others like myself? Frances Farmer's life was a battleground of non-conformity. Her struggles, detailed vividly in the 1977 book Shadowland, depict a life marred by forced institutionalization and relentless societal pressure. At the heart of her turmoil was the conflict with her mother, a woman determined to mold Frances into her own ideal. This clash intensified when Frances won a national scholastic competition with an essay challenging the existence of God, only to have her mother orchestrate a press conference to correct Frances's views. Farmer's choice of political and ideological stances, such as supporting Roosevelt over President Hoover, further strained her relationship with her mother. But Frances's battle wasn't just with her family. It was with a society that couldn't handle her unconventional beliefs and daring spirit, especially during the Depression and World War II. After enrolling at University of Washington to study journalism, Frances was lured into acting. In films like Come and Get It, her performances were ahead of her time, reminiscent of Marlon Brando's raw intensity. Farmer's modern, naturalistic style seemed almost prophetic, as though she had been transported from the 1990s to the Great Depression. Her aura was undeniably Riot Grrl, even in her police photographs. There's a sense of defiance in her gaze, as if she were challenging an era that simply just didn't understand her. Like, hello, I'm from the future. You have no idea what's coming, do you? And that was the look. She just looked at the camera. To me, I just thought she looked like a regular lady at the punk show, about to get on stage and scream. Frances's life was further overshadowed by her time in a mental institution, a place where the very act of nonconformity was met with harsh punishment. Her harrowing experiences are detailed in her autobiography, Will There Ever Be a Morning?, which paints a grim picture of institutional life. It was Frances's own mother who had her committed, and Frances was locked up for 6 years. On the show This Is Your Life, she discusses how she had lost her civil rights when she was committed. She just was met daily with medications, electroshock treatment, but there was no analysis into her thoughts or how she felt. And she did say she didn't have enough time to make decisions. She felt pressured in Hollywood and she had a nervous breakdown. She didn't have enough time to think. She didn't have enough time alone. She just didn't want people to touch her anymore. And that is something Britney Spears has said, that she just didn't want to be touched anymore. It's almost as if neither one of these women wanted to be super famous. They wanted to perform, they wanted to do what they were good at, but they didn't want to be in the public institution of celebrity, where you are not allowed to have your own feelings, to have your own personality, and even physical boundaries. And therefore, both of them were punished by their parents. Despite rumors of a lobotomy, hospital records maintain inconclusive. I'm not quite sure I trust hospital records either. Her television appearance on This Is Your Life is very painful to watch. Just looking at Frances's face is gut-wrenching and uncomfortable, and all I can think of, Did no one ever stop to say, I don't think this is good for her? After her time in Hollywood, Frances sought solace in writing and working with academic institutions. She took a position at Purdue University as an actor in residence. Her battle with cancer eventually claimed her life in 1970 at the age of 56. Her legacy, though, remains potent. She is a symbol of defiance and the ultimate price of nonconformity. She is the original Riot Grrl and the patron saint of grunge. The release of Shadowland reignited interest in Frances's story, culminating in Jessica Lange's haunting portrayal in the 1982 film Frances. Jessica Lange's performance, which she described as the most challenging role of her career, underscores the enduring impact of Farmer's life. And then 1984's underground and feminist classic Committed really shows the anti-communist sentiment behind why Frances was committed by her mother. Now, from my own personal experience in the film industry, just as a writer, director, and occasional performer, I said occasional for a reason, I know how pressures and demands can destroy a person's mental health. Over the schedules, the lack of time to yourself, the lack of physical boundaries, and the constant demands, and also the illusion that working and doing what you do create a stable life or the dream life. It is an illusion. Movies, showbiz, it's all fake. And not to mention the insane amount of sexism directed at all female performers and people who work in the industry. Frances's experience mirrored those of others who have faced similar challenges, revealing the harsh realities of a very sexist business that punishes sensitivity and those with individuality. If you say no, you will be punished. Frances Farmer's story serves as a powerful reminder for misfits and rebels everywhere. Her legacy continues to echo in the struggles of modern figures like Courtney Love and Britney Spears, illustrating the ongoing battle against a system that punishes those who dare to be different or even seen. I feel like I just get punished for being out there. We must remember Frances Farmer not just as a victim, but as a revolutionary spirit. Her fight was not just against Seattle, but against a corrupt system that sought to silence and control. Her story is a call to arms for all of us to challenge injustice and support those who dare defy the convention.